Before we continue with Shilpa's recital further, it's an honor and a privilege to introduce our chief guest for today, Dr. Mrs. Maya Mascarenhas. Dr. Maya is a multi-talented and accomplished individual, and this will become very evident as I go along. A very bright student, she learned piano from the age of 6. Hers is a musical family. Her father was also an accomplished pianist, and a classical pianist at that. She studied piano till grade 8, and she finished the second youngest in the world to get a distinction. And amid all this, she also managed to secure a place in the prestigious St. John's Medical College, where she studied medicine and completed a degree in pediatrics. She has an MD in pediatrics and also an MD in community medicine. Having practiced for many years, she now works full-time with an NGO called MyRada. She lives in Coxtown with her husband and 3 children, also musicians. She now plays the piano mainly for pleasure, but she also accompanies children's choirs and adult choirs as well. I request Aaron and Shay to accompany our chief guest to the stage, and I request Dr. Maya to please share a few thoughts about today's program.
Thank you, Sharda. I'm a bit overwhelmed. I don't know what I'm doing in the middle of such fantastic music and disturbing something that was so beautiful. But I can only imagine, Shilpa, wherever you are, I'm waiting to hug you very tight. I think she's a brilliant, brilliant pianist. We have to give her a big hand. And I'm sure both her mother and father must be extremely proud this evening. I'm overwhelmed, and I can imagine how much more for them. Well, as a person who's mixed medicine and music, they go hand in hand for me, with equal passion. I can't imagine a world without music. And I'm so happy to see so many families here and children. How many children here play an instrument? Yeah, let me see some more hands. Can you see? Wonderful, wonderful. Don't ever give up that idea. And I don't know if you, many of you may not even know classical music in terms of, knowing the history and the actual content of classical music as a subject. But if you watched or listened to Shilpa playing, you'd realize that, it's almost like any kind of science subject where or in any profession, we had students who would be the best students in exams, get the top marks in medicine, surgery, and gynae, but end up being quite useless doctors, not very good with patients, not very good at, sitting down and diagnosing different cases. But you put them in a lab or put them in research, that's their place. And I think Shilpa demonstrated that today, that you can play with brilliant technique. Anyone can play that if they practice. Anyone who uses a computer knows the longer you use a computer, your speed will increase, and you'll get more proficient with it. And similar with the piano, the more you practice, the longer you practice, the more years you play, you will get certain skills and techniques in terms of speed and in terms of getting the right notes. But what she really showed us, and definitely me today, is how to play with heart. And if you don't play from somewhere inside you, you have to feel that music. And I don't know, but I hope all of you felt that. Right from the first piece, I don't know if you recognized, how difficult it is. But, when with her left hand, not even left hand, both hands, she had those loud notes going on, and then a complete contrast with a soft bit. And if you can, just imagine that and think of whatever, it just can transport you into a world of such fantasy and such wonderful dreams that better than any kind of sci-fi movie or entertainment that you could get anywhere else. And similarly to one of my most most passionate piece is Claire the Loon, you know. And I always imagine whenever Claire the Loon starts, I'm just imagining myself, you know, lying down on the grass and watching the moon with, you know, the stars out there. I mean, I probably have to go into some forest area to find that. But that's the feeling and the mood. So to get someone to play like that and put you into that kind of dream, that's what I mean by brilliance. And that's what she has demonstrated. And to do that at such a young age, congratulations again, Shilpa. Not only to her parents, and her teacher. Okay, I think you've done a fantastic job. And my dear parents, not only of Shilpa, but other parents, I'm very proud that you have allowed Shilpa to pursue this. Today, so many parents, including, I mean, I'm one of them, are so focused on just academics. And I was horrified when most of my friends said, oh, you know, my daughter got 93.7% in ICSE and 97 point something percent. And I was like, you know, what are you talking about? Is life only about marks? And what are those marks going to do? How many of us remember our 10 standard marks? What did we do with our 10 standard marks? How many of us went and, you know, did so many other things? Do you remember your history, your geography, all those boring subjects at those days? But if you played in a team with some games, or if you did some art, or if you did some music, those things will hold you for life. You know, music gives you an opportunity. One is not only to just, you know, kind of calm you down, put you in a mood of, you know, reflection, be creative, you know, kind of just lose yourself when there's such noise around. And that really helps. You may not appreciate it now, children. Right now, it may be, oh, I have to go for class, and you know how boring, I have to practice same thing every day, and parents must be cursing those, you know, same sounds all the time. But as a teacher, as a student, don't stick with exam pieces, okay, please. You know, the same 3 or 4 pieces every day, every day, every day, every day, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You are bored, everyone else in the house is sick and tired of those sounds. I'm sure if you have little pet animals, even they will know how to play those, you know, songs inside out. But learn other things. Learn the different things about music, how nicely they describe the piece. That helps you to give you an understanding of the person who wrote it. 18 years old, Rachmaninoff was when he wrote it. 18 years old. What are we doing at 18 years old? You know, so imagine creating something like that. You can do it yourself. You can definitely do it if you put your mind to it. Something, and nothing is bad. Nothing is, oh, you know, I can never reach this level. What level? Who made that level? So, you know, it doesn't really matter. And I'm quite, though I did exams myself, I am quite almost anti-exams at this point. Exams do help, music exams do help to give you an idea, you know, if you are progressing in certain areas. But it should not become the beginning and end all of your music. You know, and parents, that's really important. Let your children learn for learning music, not to pass the exam. It doesn't matter if they get 5 marks or 95 marks in that exam. Nobody's going to give them a better job, or nor they're going to do anything different. If they're going to be children like Shilpa or someone else who might take music more seriously and full time, they will excel. They will do their bit, because that'll be a self-driven you know, interest in wanting to do that. You won't have to do anything. You might have to tell them to stop practicing. But let them learn. Let them just enjoy it. Just like you go and enjoy a game that you would play, you know, on the football field or basketball field. Leave the competition out of this. It's an art. It's a chance to just be, you know, many other things. And that's what music should be. And I was talking a little bit, you know, I don't know your school. I'm now very, very curious to come and see and meet with other students there. But I was quite happy to see that you also have opportunities for little groups of children to play together. Just like children get together to play a game of football, hockey, basketball, I think it's very important for children in music to get together and play together as a trio, as a quartet, as a small group of 6 or 7. When I was 17 years old, I had the privilege of being the pianist in an orchestra, okay, and I was petrified. And I enjoyed the practices, but when we played, you know, just while you're playing, you hear the other instruments. And then you realize you are just, one person in this whole sound of music. But if you stop playing, then you're a missing gap, You're required. Every single instrument has its own role and part. And then you feel so much more, empowered that here you are, as a group making music. So encourage that. When you get a chance for all your children to be together, encourage it. Encourage your children to practice regularly and go for classes, not miss it because they have a party to go to or a game to go to. I mean, priorities should also include the arts. I think I better stop because I want to hear Shilpa playing some more. But thank you very much for letting me be here. I'm very, very happy to be here. And all you children, you can still do medicine, law, engineering, or anything you want, but don't give up your music, whatever you do. Okay? Thank you.